Last year, I crowned the Ninja Crispi as the air fryer of the future. But a few months ago, I also crowned the Ninja Dual as the best countertop air fryer. So today, we have to battle them against each other. I'll be testing their speed, cooking performance, and even comparing their versatility to choose the ultimate winner. Speed matters when you're cooking a midnight snack, so for our first test, which air fryer will get Texas toast done faster? Now you might be wondering, why Texas toast? And that's because I think it's gonna be super obvious when the Texas toast is done in the air fryers compared to most other foods, and that'll let us get an accurate reading of which air fryer finished cooking it first. So let's put one piece of Texas toast in each of the two air fryers, and now I'll start our timer and click start on both air fryers at the same time. And now we'll check in along the way and see which one wins. We're just over 3 minutes in. Let's see how the progress is going. First up, the Crispi. Take a look inside, and we're starting to get a little bit of melted cheese, but not quite there. And now for the Dual. That one definitely looks a little bit more done and honestly almost there. Maybe just 30 seconds to a minute away. And now we're just under 5 minutes. Let's take one more look. I have a feeling it's gonna be done now. And I would honestly say that is perfect. We got all the melted cheese. It's starting to brown a little bit on the edges and looks nice and buttery. This one feels just slightly behind, maybe 1 minute behind. I think the cheese needs to melt a little bit more for it to be there. And now that we're 7 minutes in, let's do one final comparison between the two. Our Dual, beautiful golden brown edges, perfectly cooked Texas toast, and our Crispi, definitely still some work to do on this one. It's cooked and you could definitely eat it and enjoy it, but I have to admit it's less cooked than the Dual. So the Dual was our clear winner for test number 1, but let's see if speed sacrifices quality. Crispy chicken wings are an air fryer's ultimate challenge. So which air fryer is gonna win in our crispiness test? Now for our last test with the Crispi, I used the regular air fry function, but it also has a max crisp function, which I'm gonna use this time since we're going for max crispiness. I've got a couple chicken wings lightly seasoned. Once again, the timer is starting and off we go on both of them. Now that we're 4 minutes in, let's see if we can start to tell any differences. And I'd say you can see a little bit of crispiness, a little bit of brown starting on those chicken wings. Compared to the Crispi, those definitely still look behind and super raw to me. So our Dual is off to an early start, but we'll check in again in about 4 or 5 more minutes and see where they're at then. And now we're 8 minutes in. Has the Crispi closed the gap at all? Let's take a look. The wings in our Dual are looking super crispy. Honestly, they are probably done enough to eat. They're burning hot, but you can see just how crispy all those edges have gotten. And now for our Crispi, I mean, those are just looking raw to me. Is there any heat in here at all? Not really. These are not even warm. We're about 10 minutes in, and the chicken wings in the Ninja Crispi are still not really cooking. I have a feeling it might be my outlet, so I just switched the outlet for the Ninja Crispi. We're gonna give it another 10 minutes and see how they look inside of there. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the wings in the Dual after 10 minutes. And those are about as done as you'd want any chicken wings. You can see perfectly golden brown, super crispy inside of here, and they are definitely ready. So I'm gonna give the Ninja Crispi the benefit of the doubt and give it another 5 or 6 minutes in a different outlet just to make sure that it cooks properly. And after giving the Crispi about another 6-7 minutes to actually crisp and cook, let's look at it now. And as you can see, definitely was my outlet because these are looking nice and golden brown and crispy now too. But while the color look is one thing, we've got to actually check the crispiness and see which one wins this test. First up, the wing from our Dual. And honestly, while the texture of the skin feels like it should be crispy, it honestly doesn't have that much of a crunch. You get a little bit with the crust and the inside is nice and juicy, but not that crispy overall. But now compared to the Crispi, and this one has a noticeably crispier texture on the outside of the skin. So putting aside the cooking times here, which I think was definitely my mistake, the Crispi very clearly is the winner for getting crispy food, which I would hope that it does based on its name. When making things like pizza, uneven browning or cold spots can definitely ruin it. So which air fryer cooks the pizza more evenly throughout? Let's get a nice big slice into our Crispi and our other slice in our Dual, and let's start them both up. Here is the 5-minute update on both of them. Oh my God, that pizza is actually already looking fully done. I definitely have to stop this one 5 minutes in. And now for the Crispy, which by the way, the Crispy is noticeably quieter than the Dual. The pizza is starting to cook and the cheese is starting to melt, but it's definitely not there yet. But this test also isn't about the time, so we're gonna keep letting the Crispy cook, and when it's done, we'll compare the doneness level for both of them. Now I gave the Crispy an extra 10 minutes or so the timing difference here was pretty extreme, but let's go look at the doneness, which is what we're testing. Now, taking into note that I did burn this pizza because I didn't expect it to cook in under 5 minutes, but the burning is pretty even throughout the whole thing. All of the edge up here is evenly burnt, and same with the edges down there and all the pepperonis. And compared to the Crispy, honestly, the Crispy looks pretty even throughout the whole thing as well. Same thing with the edge up here. It's all nice and golden brown all the way around the edges. This pepperoni is significantly more burnt than this one, but it did blow off the pizza for a portion of the time. But I would say this little patch right here of cheese is definitely whiter compared to all the other areas. But overall, I think both of them did a really good job with even browning. I'm gonna call this one a tie and leave our score at 1-1. So for our tiebreaker, we're gonna talk about versatility and price of the two air fryers. The containers with the Ninja Crispi can be brought with you to work and used as leftover containers, but the Dual allows you to cook 2 things at once in 2 different temperatures. The Crispi containers are also leak-proof, and overall the device is much smaller and stores just like this. But the Ninja Dual has multiple different cooking modes. The Ninja Crispi is about $30 to $50 cheaper depending on the discounts that each are running, but overall I think the determining factor here that leads me slightly more towards one over the other is the size difference. The Ninja Crispi quite literally fits in my hands and stores in a very tight area. In the Ninja Dual, you'd have to have a really large amount of storage space to keep this in your kitchen. So for all of those reasons combined, I'm gonna give the final point on our scoreboard to the Ninja Crispi, crowning it as our overall winner. In the comments, let me know which of the two you would pick. And if you like videos like this, consider hitting the like and subscribe button. It helps support the page a ton. By the way, I also just crowned the best blender overall in a blender showdown in this video right here.